Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. Daytona 500. Here we are, the Super Bowl of NASCAR. Here we get going here on Sunday, and we're going to look into some odds, some long shots, and best ways to bet the Daytona 500. Again, go to breaktheboardsports.com. Get every play, every sport for less than $1.10 a day over at breaktheboardsports.com. Now, let's check out the starting grid. Obviously, some of this was determined. By qualifying. Kyle Busch has the pole here for this one. Chase Briscoe on the outside. And then how they finished in the duels is how everything stacks up. And the guy, to me, he's led the most laps of anybody over the last 6 races. And he just hasn't been able to get across the finish line is Joey Logano. He's going to go off third. More importantly, Logano, 12-1 to win the race. I think he's a guy that I have money on to win this thing. I think 12-1 is good odds. I also took him minus $1.40 here to finish in the top 10. I know laying juice isn't the most sexiest thing to do in a NASCAR race, but he just has been there. He just hasn't been able to get over the hump. Chase Elliott starts 4th. Another guy, Ryan Blaney, in the 5-hole. Now, when you look at Ryan Blaney and what he's did at Daytona, he's had some really, really nice finishes. He's got 1 win, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, 3 top 20s here in his 6 races. So he's been right there, has a win, best finish first. Now, he's in 3 of the races, he hasn't finished, right? So 3 of the 6, he gets caught up in the wreck. And really, you can do all the handicapping you want. When you get on these restrictor plate tracks, it's all about can you avoid the big one. However, right now you can get Ryan Blaney here to win the Daytona 500. He comes off 4th best odds, 13-1. Now, you can also get him top 10 minus $1.10. If you go over to FanDuel, they got some really cool things as far as guy to win a race or finish in the top 10, blah, 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 different stuff like that. And one thing that caught my eye as I'm going down through here in relation to Ryan Blaney is these place combos, right? So if you go down here, and again, this is on FanDuel under the specials here for this one, is when I look at it, Ryan Blaney, and just want to get pulled back up here, Ryan Blaney to place top 10 in this thing. If you get Blaney's minus $1.40 going off by himself, but him, Joey Logano, and Kyle Larson, all 3 guys to finish in the top 10, 8-1. Feel like that's really good odds. When you look down through the rest of the starting grid here, obviously Kyle Larson starting 8th. He's just been caught up in the big ones, hasn't been able to get across the finish line as much as he would like, obviously, here. Now, when you look at guys over the last 6 races at Daytona, Chris Busch, a guy that has a win, 2 top 5s, and 5 top 10s. He has more top 10s than anybody here at the Daytona 500. If you're looking at a top 10 win for Chris Busch, he's plus 135. And again, he's got 5 top 10s in the last 6 races. Kyle Larson plus $1.40 for the top 10. Now, Bashar is another guy. You kind of creep up, get him, top 5, 380 is the line there for him. So a couple different other good ones there that you can look at to monetize. You also have the head-to-heads. There's none of those that really stick out. All the drivers for that I really like in those head-to-heads. So there's none that really stick out, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to take that guy. If you get Ryan Blaney to win, Joey Logano to place 3rd, place in the top 3, that is 50-1. Here's one that I think is interesting. If you like Kyle Larson to win, now AJ Allmendinger driving the number 16 car. Obviously, we know what happened to Greg Biffle. Unfortunately, the plane crash with his family. Biffle was really going these restrictor plates in the number 16. I just have a gut feeling. Call me, a sentimental guy, but I have a feeling AJ Allmendinger finds himself in the top 10 in this race. If you get him to get in the top 10 and Kyle Larson was to win, that is 80-1. 80-1. So even if you put a little, McDonald's money, $10 to get you back 800, there is some really good value. Again, They have all these special top 10 combos, all this stuff over there. You can get Allmendinger or Alex Bowman to place in the top 10. Either one of them is minus 110. If you got Bubba Wallace, now Bubba Wallace is a guy, he's driven extremely well at Daytona, extremely well. Bubba Wallace has. Now, the problem is he's going to have to avoid the big one. So, looking at some of those big drivers, Chris Bouchard, 41st, William Byron, back-to-back winner, 39th, Allmendinger's in the back of the pack, Austin Cindric's in the back of the pack, Bubba Wallace going off 27th is in the back of the pack. So, a lot of your big name guys, Alex Bowman rolls off 21st, Denny Hamlin 22nd. So a lot of these guys are stuck in kind of that middle. And I've always looked at it and said, hey, I've been betting NASCAR now for about 7 years. And I've said, you want to be out front or in the very, very back. The one place you don't want to be is stuck in the middle because that's typically, from second or third place on back. Somewhere between second and 25th is where all hell seems to break loose in these races. A couple other guys, when you look at top 10, Chase Briscoe, outside pole sitter, is plus 130. I just think that's a great bet. When you look at Chase Briscoe here, just getting his stuff pulled up, he's really raced well. In 6 races, he's been able to snag a top 5. He's got 2 top 10s there, so he's raced really well, and that's despite having 2 DNFs. So in 6 races, a top 5, 2 top 10s, and a 2 DNFs and a top 20. So him on the outside pole, I think Chase Briscoe is a guy, as long as, again, this is all dependent. You can handicap this any way you want, and then things can go to hell in a handbasket if they get caught up in the big one. Christopher Bell, 6 races. He's got 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s there in his 6 races. He's been really, really formidable here as well. Christopher Bell, that number 20 car from back in the days of Tony Stewart all the way through Kenseth Bell. I mean, that thing has been able, the Gibbs crew has that car locked in. That 20 car is locked and loaded all the time. Now, guys with wins, we talked about Byron back-to-back wins. Ryan Blaney has a win here. Harrison Burton obviously has a win. Ricky Stenhouse had the other win. So a lot of times, these guys at Daytona, a lot of their wins come from long shots, right? Guys that are 16-1 or higher. Now, Byron is the favorite, going off at 10-1. Him and Denny Hamlin at 9-1 here. When you look all time, going back to Bubba Wallace, he's had 17 races here, 5 top 5s. Denny Hamlin has 3 wins, 11 top 5s, and 12 top 10s here at Daytona. So again, he's been very formidable here. Ryan Blaney's got 2 wins at Daytona all the time, 5 top 5s for him as well. When you look down through a couple more, I think Joey Logano, like I said, I have him in pocket. I really like him. I have Ryan Blaney in pocket. I took a flyer on Larson, 17-1. It's not really a flyer, but just felt good about the spot for him. And then Longshot again, called me sentimental, put a little bit down there on AJ Allmendinger. Also took one on Ty Gibbs, just a small little play. Gibbs rolling off in this one, 40-1 to get across the finish line. Now, like I said, I think you can find a lot of stuff in your top 5, top 10 type bets. So if you go top 10, looking at the plus money side, right? Christopher Bell, we talked about a guy, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s. You can get him plus $1.65 here. Some other guys back in the pack, you look at Ty Dillon, plus 3.5-1. AJ Allmendinger, 4.5-1. We talked about him and everything in his driving that number 16 car in honor of Greg Biffle. I also think if you look at Joey Logano, if you like him to win and you think Bubba Wallace is going to be in the mix, Logano to win and Bubba Wallace to get a top 5, 50-1. I think that's a really good bet as well. If you look at trying to find another one, both Logano and Kyle Larson to get top 3. Now that is 80-1. That's really tough to do there. I'm not big on Austin Cindric in this race. It just doesn't really doesn't really do it for me. Now, listen, this one is a good one. Joey Logano to win. Now, he's my favorite. I like Logano. I think it's a Logano or a Larson race. Logano to win, Bubba Wallace top 5, AJ Allmendinger to get that number 16 car in honor of Greg Biffle over the finish line. Man, this was a good one. 200 to 1, $10 will bring you back $2,000. So you got to think, man, that's worth a little bit of jingle, right? Somewhere. Christopher Bell or AJ Allmendinger, either one, again, the top 10 is even money. There, you also look at, if you look, Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, or Allmendinger, any of them to get top 3 is plus 230. Don't really like that one. I like the or bets. So if you take top 10 combos, Hamlin or Allmendinger minus 155, I think that's something that you could get in there. You don't want to lay a lot of juice here in NASCAR. Now, you could get Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, all 3 in the top 10, 14 to 1. I think that's a good way to look at it. Again, when I'm going back through here, I think some of your best bets, I love Joey Logano in this race. I would put Logano in all your stuff. He's been on the doorstep. Logano, Blaney, and Larson, my top 3 guys here. And then when we're looking at some quote-unquote long shots, Chase Briscoe 20 to 1, Christopher Bell 22 to 1. I think you should have Bubba Wallace up there in all your top 10 stuff or stuff you kind of do with him. And again, I think Ty Gibbs and AJ Allmendinger, that's kind of my guys. That's my core guys to look around this top 10. Daytona 500 is going to be fun. Logano, Blaney, or Larson, let's get one of them across the finish line and start the season positive money. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, and information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you win your bets. God bless and happy handicap.